Discontinued
Gravy.
Even your
Discontinued gravy.
Goal. To simplify life and make it fun.
Because we've been there.
I mean, we're in our mid-20s.
So we've seen it all.
This is
Discontinued.
Gravy.
Yeah, we're back. How are you feeling, Nick? How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. We're back at it again with another mediocre Discontinued Gravy episode. I mean, what's not to be excited?
I know. I actually love how we're starting to record on Friday nights. I don't think many people actually think about when people record their podcast, but it's very rarely the same day they release it, just because there's editing and other things involved.
Honestly, you can't. Unless you're just sending an unedited podcast out there. It takes days. Like, it really doesn't, just, time.
Yeah. If Friday nights just kind of work for us, and it's a vibe. We both get kind of like sassy, maybe?
Friday night, yeah, I guess last week we recorded on a Friday night, and that was a sassy episode.
Yeah, we were a little fired up.
For reasons unknown to maybe the normal Kurd, but we won't keep in that.
No, I mean, I think just it gives us good energy sometimes. Nick and I need things happening in our lives so we can talk about it, because this is what this platform is for.
This is exactly what it's for, even if it's just a mediocre podcast like us. Sometimes you just got to get the fire. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Okay, but Nick, all jokes aside, on a scale of 1 to 10, like how are you feeling? And if you say mediocre, I'm gonna come through that screen. I mean, today's a good day. I'm probably gonna rate it a 10.
Really, a 10?
A 10. And
is it because of last night?
You won't get this until my recommendations.
Oh, okay. Keeping a secret from me.
This is called foreshadowing.
Ooh. So very rarely do Nick and I not speak for over an hour, just kind of planning out the episode beforehand, maybe even 2 hours. Today we're just like jumping right into it, so I don't have a good idea of what's in store today.
It's late. It's like an OG Discontinued Gravy episode.
Yeah, but back when Nick just would fit me in.
Because she'd get off at ridiculous hours and be like, hey, I'm free now. And it's like, okay. Guess I'll get out of bed.
Yeah. Nick would actually wake up just to podcast with me. That is a true partner.
I think it was once or twice that actually did happen, but
it's
all good. It's for the
Those
gravy.
are the days.
For the
Those
curds.
are the days. Now we have a setup almost.
It's almost. It's pretty good.
Yeah, but something exciting has happened in the last week since we talked to you, Kurds. Something happened to both Nick and I that I would think is kind of exciting.
Very exciting, man. I was stoked that day. Even the people were commenting, they're like, why are you so excited? Well, why not to be excited? We are both officially have our first dose of the COVID-19 vaccine.
Yay!
We did it. We're okay. We're not dying.
Yet,
but that's okay. We all die anyway. Krysta, which vaccine did you get?
So I was taken by surprise because I was going to a location that someone a few days before me went to, and they told me, you're going to get Pfizer. I got Pfizer. And I was like, okay, Pfizer it is. I don't actually care about what one I get. I'm just happy that I got one. They all do a good job.
True.
But I actually got Moderna.
Loser!
I don't know anyone else who's got this one.
Unbelievable. What a loser.
Excuse me?
Screw Moderna, man. Team Pfizer. Let's go.
You're one of those.
Yeah, one of the millions, except for like the 3 people I know that got Moderna.
What about the AstraZeneca? Come on, you're leaving them out of the
I don't even know
out of the
anybody
gate.
that's got AstraZeneca.
Really? I think my parents got it, but that was just because it was at the very beginning.
Right, yeah.
When they were just trying to get everyone vaccinated as quick as possible.
Like, vaccines.
Mm-hmm. But, and now they're like, no, only these vaccines.
Yeah, they're really, really picky about what you get now. But how was your experience with your vaccine?
Oh, I mean, it was okay. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm sensitive. When you go get your vaccine, if you have already, you'll know what I'm talking about. There's these blue screens set up. You can't see what's behind it. Guess what? I got to see what's behind it.
Oh, what? I didn't have that in mind.
So apparently, it's basically like a fainting area.
Oh, I guess I saw that, but I didn't get to go inside. Did you faint?
Yeah, exactly. No, but when you fill out the form, there's a part on it saying, have you ever fainted from a medical procedure or vaccines before? I have fainted from vaccines when I got some a while ago, and also every time I get blood work taken.
Uh-huh.
So, of course, I had to tick that box. So when the doctor comes and does make sure that you understand what vaccine you're getting and that you're agreeing to get this, they saw that box and they're like, oh, like, come here, sweetie, like, we're gonna go over here. I was there for an hour and a half.
Jesus.
I know, it was a busy day. It was a Saturday, middle of the day, and then I get in the line. They have to wait till the person comes to come give me my vaccine. Then they check my form, and then they tell me I have to go wait in the other waiting area. But Nick, it was kind of sketchy. I'm not gonna lie.
Yours sounds a lot more like, I don't know, like big scale than mine. Like,
oh, there was probably like 200 people at least every half an hour.
Well, not just people wise, just like the structure of it. Like, I don't like. Well, you're saying like you filled out all these forms and stuff.
Did you not fill out a form?
No.
Oh wait, but you're coastal and I'm Fraser Health. I don't know if that has anything to do with anything.
Well, I'm guessing because I have no idea what you're talking about, man. I mean, like a doctor came and gave you the vaccine?
No. It's like the registered nurse, or someone who's giving you the vaccine. But they talk about it with you beforehand and go through your consent form and your health questionnaire form. It's basically
weird.
just saying if you have like an autoimmune disease, if you're pregnant, all those other things on there, and then the fainting one.
Weird, because I didn't do that.
Really? You think that they would have that just to find out if you have any allergies, especially for younger people getting the vaccine? That it's good to make you think about that. Right? Like, I don't know the answer to this.
I thought I did that in like the registration, maybe. I think they just asked me, to be honest. Like all I did was like show up. I didn't even need the registration number that they gave me.
Yeah, I didn't need it either.
Like they're like keep this. You won't get your vaccine without it. Guess what? I didn't even use it. All they wanted was my ID. So,
No, I get that. I printed it out. I was so scared that like my phone was gonna die or I was gonna have signal. I was panicked. So I printed it out and brought it with me. I had it in my hands. So when the person like first checks you in to be like, "Do you have COVID symptoms?"
Yeah.
They didn't ask for it. So I go up to the next person. No, we don't need that. Next person. Nope, we don't need that.
Where was your vaccine? Like what kind of a place were you in?
It was a community center.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so it was pretty big in there. And like I said, it was just rows of chairs, all 6 feet apart, at least by like 6 by 12. And then there's like a little walking area and there's like little glass dividers.
Yeah, weird. Mine was an ICBC claim center.
Oh, wow. They really converted things, hey?
Yeah, it was really weird. It was just like I don't even know what it's used for, right? Like, I don't know what a claim center does. Like, because it looked like you could, like, work on the car. I don't know. But I walk in there, it's just this big room. Like, yeah, it was a big room and, you know, just random stations and no real divide. You could just see everybody getting their vaccine. No hiding. You can kind of see the people who were timid.
Yeah, if you don't like needles, make sure you're looking straight ahead.
There was definitely a guy who I saw. He was, you know, he was second guessing, like not like second guessing like whether to get it or not, but he was a little nervous because I kind of saw the guy, you know, the nurse kind of setting up, and he's just like he put it back, and he's like, "Let's talk about this a little more," because like mine was like 5 seconds. Walked up, she's like, "You good?" I'm like, "I'm good." She's like, "Breathe." Done. I'm like, "Fuck yeah, let's go." Like I was pumped.
Nick knows how to get it done.
I was just so excited, man. That was my thing. Like, you know, like I got there, I'm all excited. I got to leave work early. Like, I walk over, I sit down. She's like, how are you doing today? I'm like, I am fantastic today. I'm getting vaccinated today. What is not to love about that? She just laughed at me. She's like, wow, okay, this is exciting.
Yeah, I told the lady too. I was like, she's like, so like, do you have any plans today? It's a Saturday. I was like, this is it. This is my plans.
Vaccines, baby.
Right.
Well, like, for real, I haven't been that excited in a long time. Like, I was pumped. Like, I was genuinely pumped. Like, you know what I mean? It wasn't like for me, it wasn't like a let's go. Mine was like a let's fucking go here. Like, let's go. Like, I was so pumped.
Wow, Nick. I don't think as many people are that excited to get a vaccine as you.
Well, look, you want to be stuck in this anymore? I sure as hell don't.
No, not at all. But I mean, did it hurt for you at all? Like, you felt a needle at least. You felt something go into your arm. It didn't hurt.
It honestly, it felt like more like somebody was just poking me. Like it just felt like somebody was like pointing maybe with like a little sharper of a nail. Like it didn't feel like much. I don't know. Like you it's there. You feel it in there, but it didn't feel like somebody was like stabbing you. You kind of think of the needle that goes in like your mouth. When it gets numbed. Like that was way worse than this.
Really?
Yeah. Like, and I had like a little pain to begin with. I'd say day 2. Like the day after was the worst for arm pain, because it was just like there, like you just like
right. You're reaching up to grab something from the cabinet, and you're like, oh, this is as high as it goes.
Like the day you get it, you're like, okay, it's fine. But the next day, you're like, you have it down and it's still hurting. You're just like, ow, this is kind of annoying. But I mean, I took some Advil, and then I decided to I played like Ultimate for like 6 hours in that hot sun on Tuesday.
So it didn't affect you at all then. If you were playing Ultimate, that's using your arm.
Well, they shoot your left arm. I'm a righty, so I was okay throwing. But still, like, I could catch and everything. It was fine. I'd say the day 3. Now, I don't know if this was 6 hours of sun or the vaccine, but I, like, slept the whole day on Wednesday. Maybe a bit of both.
Yeah, it's probably both. You're just like I'm exhausted now.
Like, I'm just like, I'm good. I'm taking a day.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, I don't know, Nick. I'm sensitive. So basically in the fainters area, typically they put you down like on a bed or something because you're less likely to faint when you're like lower to the ground or like laying down. And then if you do faint, you're not going to hit your head or anything. Good. It is one of those things that like I had no problem going back there because I was like, it's a 50-50 if I'm going to faint. And if I faint and someone watches me faint, someone else will probably faint. Because
true, yeah. It's kind of like a chain. It's like when you see somebody throw up,
yeah, like you are gonna throw up. Exactly. So she brings me back to the little behind the screen, and it's just a gym mat on the floor. Because it was like the rest of the rooms were all taken, and I have no problem with it. Like, I'm young. Someone who is older definitely deserves to have something that they don't have to get all the way down there. But it was so funny because like the lady finally came over to like give me the vaccine, and she's just talking to me, and then she sees me like afterwards because like I could feel it. It didn't hurt. Like I've gotten piercings hurt way more. It's kind of like a little bee sting or something, I don't know. Yep. But I could feel it like the liquid, and that was probably just my mind going into hyperdrive, but I could feel it going out into my arm. Mm-hmm. I was like, ugh. Like, I can feel the warmth of it. Yeah.
That's weird. I didn't get that feeling.
Yeah, but I went, like, pure white. I did not faint, but the lady ran to go get me a juice box.
That sounds just like an ordeal.
So I got a free juice box, so hot tip.
Look like you're about to die, and you'll get a juice box.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a good tip, Krysta.
Yeah, hot tip. But I mean, afterwards I went and got a drink, and the drink was it was a shot actually, and it was called the vaccine.
That's hilarious.
And I was like, perfect. And I'm just like, I was flying high. I was so happy.
Well, that's what I mean, right? Like I don't know. Mine was like, I swear I was like in and out in like less than a half an hour. Like I was just like lined up, done. Got the vaccine, sat. Like, the longest waiting I had was the 15 minutes afterward.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Well, because you have to wait the 15 minutes.
Like, just in case anything happens. But, man, I I was like Snapchatting everybody. I was like telling everybody. I'm like, bro, let's go. Like I was just pumped. I'm just walking like, and even walking to my car. You know when you have that step, you kind of have that strut
Pep.
when you're walking. You know what I mean? Like I was strutting that day.
Had a little pep in your step.
Oh, you know what was really awkward though? So
What?
I have glasses, and I have prescription sunglasses. So I swap them out. When it's sunny. I actually forgot to bring my glasses to the clinic because I parked, about a block away. So I get to the clinic and I'm like, walking in. I still have my sunglasses. And I'm like, oh shit.
Nah. You're like, I'm gonna have to wear these the whole time.
I'm gonna be that guy. And you know what? Everyone's gonna be like, oh, this guy's probably nervous, so he's wearing sunglasses. No, I need them to see. So, I'm just walking around, when I walked up to the lady at the counter, I took them off, just, for courtesy's sake.
Yeah. Hi, I'm me.
And I took them off, in the waiting area and stuff like that. But when I don't wear them for long enough and I'm in an area, you get that headache kind of thing from not wearing them. So, I had to put my sunglasses on, but I was just that guy in my vaccine wearing sunglasses indoors.
Wow, you're so cool, Nick.
Aren't I the coolest guy on the planet? Like
getting the vaccine makes you that cool.
Honestly, for real, you're a pretty attractive person if you get a vaccine. You score a couple points. I'm not gonna lie.
Absolutely. It's weird though. It was kind of an emotional experience.
Yeah, I'd agree.
It was one of those things. It's like Nick and I both have been working this whole time.
Yep.
Right? Yep. And I know people who haven't been working who've already got it, which they definitely deserve to.
Everybody deserves it.
Everyone deserves to get it.
Yep.
But it's just one of those things that felt like I was always just waiting for the other shoe to drop. Right? Like, when's there going to be an outbreak? When am I going to get it? It was just waiting for that. And even with my significant other, they got vaccinated on the Wednesday before I got vaccinated. And when I got home to see them, I got emotional. I was like, we're so close.
Yeah. It's
we're the light at the end of the tunnel, Nick.
It's that sense of hope. You know what I mean? The finish line is right there. And you just pray it doesn't get pushed back or anything, but you sense that, and and things are getting better. Canada's getting more vaccines that I know, and just pretty much the day before I got my vaccine, they upped the second dose to a shorter time period.
Right.
And it was just all the pieces were falling into place. You know what I mean? It's just like we're here, man. We are this close. And then they released that the restart plan. From
that
BC.
was exciting.
And that was a shock though. I was genuinely shocked by it.
It's quicker. It's way quicker than I thought.
As of right now, as it stands, assuming we don't ruin it for everybody, September 7th. Is normality. Relatively. You don't have to wear a mask unless you're in a service personal choice
that might
at that point.
That might require it.
Which I think it will.
Yeah. Yeah, if I'm going to, I don't know, if I'm getting my eyelashes done, the girls literally right there on my face. Yeah. I'll probably wear a mask.
Well, that's what I mean. And to be honest, I think somewhere like Home Depot, I don't think our mask policy is going to change until 2022.
Really? Oh, because cold season comes up so quickly after.
Well, maybe there's that, but I mean, we do everything based on, the entirety of the country. If BC was fine, but say Ontario was still, outbreaking left, right, and center. Mm-hmm. If there's a mask policy in Ontario, there's a mask policy in BC in regards to the company. It's a company-wide thing. They don't pick and choose provinces. They just Canada-wide.
I actually haven't even thought about that.
Yeah, but I just what's the reason not to? I don't know. You see it in America. Lots of places don't require masks anymore, but a lot of businesses still require masks, But I think that's going to be more the norm. You know what I mean? When we come out of this pandemic, I just feel things that weren't thought of before, I think will now. Something like masks on a bus, for example. Like,
Oh, yeah.
wouldn't that
Transit.
wouldn't it just make sense for it to be full time, like
Yeah.
forever? Like the bus is a cesspool.
It's disgusting. And I mean, like, even when people just have a common cold or something now, like, if you think about it, when you are sitting next to someone who is, like, wiping their nose or
Yeah.
blowing into a tissue and coughing,
Yeah.
and it was someone you didn't know, and it was fine. Like, that was just expected of you.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And like,
That's-
I mean, like, it's hard to, like, obviously enforce that, like, like, make it mandatory, but I don't know. It's just like, to me, in that sense, it makes sense. That or, like, food service, if, you're in the back cooking food. You know what I mean? Like, I know it gets hot in there, but wouldn't it make sense for the people making my food in a restaurant to wear a mask?
Yeah, or even the servers,
Well, even-
like,
even the
they're
servers, too.
picking it up.
Like, you never know, right? Like that whole new normal thing. Like, I just feel like there are some cases where, and I mean, we'll have the masks anyway. What are you going to do? Throw the masks out?
Yeah, I have 10 different masks. I'm not going to get rid of them all.
Like, like, we're here. We've been through it. Like, I just feel like there is going to be a new normal, and I think it will, like, I don't think this is the last time you'll see masks. I mean, think about it. We didn't have a flu season last year.
I mean, I think a lot of people just were courteous if they did have the flu and stayed home because they were like, maybe it's COVID.
Right, but at the same time, like, do you know anybody that had that feeling? Because I don't know anybody that stayed home because of that.
I know like a few people, but we chalked it up to it probably being COVID.
Right, like, exactly. Like, I don't know, just like there wasn't a flu season. It's like, oh, maybe we're onto something here. Like, I get it. Like, I hate wearing masks.
Increase
as much
washing
as the
hands.
Yeah, like, exactly.
And masks.
Wash your hands, hand sanitizer. Like, and don't get me wrong. Like, I hate wearing masks just as much as you do, but it's not. It's selfish of you to think of yourself before others. Like, I'm gonna wear my mask if it's needed.
Yeah, and I mean, we're just so used to it now.
That's what I mean.
And it's one of those things, like, Nick and I aren't saying for every single scenario. Like, if you're doing hard labor jobs and,
No,
like, you're
100%.
outside, there's no need. There's no need. But we're
100%.
talking when you're very close to another person
Yeah.
or something that they're going to be using or eating,
Yeah, it's just that basic thing like dentistry. I think they wear masks anyway. Like, even prior to the pandemic, if they were working on your mouth, they generally wore masks.
Yeah, didn't they?
I think they did, but something like that. You know what I mean? Just like this is, I think people are gonna be surprised, and there's always gonna be those people that are like, oh no, infringing on my rights. But we're here. We've been here for a friggin' year and a half.
Yeah, it's so weird though, like looking at the States, because Nick, you're right, things are thawing up. People are starting to like get ready to be back to normal, but it's so weird because we're so close to the United States that like I follow people who live in the States.
Yep.
And I see them partying
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah,
Giant groups of people, and I'm just like,
they got crowds in the stadiums.
yeah, it's a shock to me.
Well, it is, and like, it's weird to see, like, especially like obviously sports for me is just like, I've been watching games, like all through this pandemic, like, I think a lot of, they were infusing, fan sound, to, keep it like, if you've ever watched a game where they did not input fan audio, it was like you were watching like a men's league soccer game. Like, I watched, it was a Champions League game between Liverpool and Real Madrid. Two giants in the soccer world playing at Real Madrid's training ground with no fan sound.
Oh, that's so weird.
I was watching that. I'm like, this is a Champions League quarterfinal matchup. And if you told me that, I'd think this is like,
A practice.
like a friendly or like a, a U19 tournament. Like a men's league game that's fancy. Not Liverpool Real Madrid in the quarterfinal of a Champions League at a training ground. Their real stadium was getting renovations. That's why it was at the training ground for no other reason. But you know what I mean?
Fun
like
fact.
it was it's weird as hell to watch. And now, like with the fans and everything, like it's great, like they're coming back, you see it in like baseball, the hockey playoffs in America, there's fans in the stands and you're like, you don't realize how much you miss it.
Yeah, but and also like another thing too, a lot of those stadiums are gigantic and they're only allowing 30%, 40% of the fans back in because like they have to do a slow reintroduction and they don't want to go over capacity straight away and like people will go wild.
Yep, for sure. But even that's more than enough. Again, it's that hope. You see that and you're like, soon, man. Like soon it's just gonna be like you can hang out with anybody, you can do anything, you can go to a Canucks game, you can go to a concert.
Yeah, people are announcing concerts for like November.
Yeah.
I'm like, whoa, that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, like it's going to be. I think kind of late 21 into 22, like it's going to be a rager.
Yeah, I'm ready for it. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm kind of. So many people are reaching out to me right now, Nick. And you know me, I'm a terrible texter.
The worst.
Like, I cannot. Honestly. I will pick up the conversation 3 days later, and be like, pretend nothing happened. I didn't just disappear for 3 days.
Nope. Yep. She'll throw like an "oh sorry," and then go on with the.
Yeah, just go on with whatever we were talking about before, even though it's a long past. But it's just one of those things. It's like I'm not ready for all this. I'm not ready for A, attention, B, seeing these people I haven't seen in a year and a half.
Yeah, it's true.
Like, are they my friends anymore? Yeah. Like, it feels weird to say because, like, just because you don't see someone every day doesn't mean they're not your friend.
No,
I have so many buddies that are, like, long-distance friends.
Yep.
And every time I see them, it's like where we picked off. But after a year and a half of, like, for me, radio silence, I wasn't the person that was doing, like, FaceTime calls and, like, daily check-ins. I was a happy little hermit. I was like, let me go into my little cave. I'm happy like this. Let me watch some Netflix, go to bed, go to work.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta say, I think, like, probably for the both of us, I think that you're the person I've seen the most, really, other than the people at work for me.
Yeah, most constantly, absolutely. And I mean, like, Nick and I don't even see each other in person.
No.
I've seen you maybe 2 or 3 times in person over the last year.
But that was more for like 5 seconds. Like we didn't do anything.
I was dropping something off, essentially.
I think the last time we truly hung out is when we did the like launch of this podcast.
Oh yeah, our live stream.
Yeah, I think that was the only time we've got like actually hung out. Other than that, it was like picking something up or dropping something off or something like that.
Yeah, I mean it's hard though. Like, it's hard enough for Nick and I to schedule the couple hours it takes to meet up and do the podcast.
Literally.
Because at whatever times, but like we don't live in the same city, right?
Nope. Nope.
And before it was like a drive. Now it's reasonable. It's like I think it's like 40 minutes now, so that's not bad at all.
If that.
Yeah, it's not bad at all now, but it's just one of those things. It's like it's just you have to plan it out, and that takes a lot of energy, especially since in the past year, like our cups haven't been getting filled, right? Like we haven't been doing the social things that help give us energy to do other things.
Yeah.
Right? Like I'm used to my routine. So if you add anything else to that, that's exhausting. But Nick and I are similar in this way. So I think I can speak on behalf of both of us. We pick up on energy. That's why on this podcast, you'll hear us be like, oh, kind of like low, and then someone will go a bit higher. The other person gets even more excited, and then Nick is like, let's go, right?
It kind of happened today. We were both a little low to begin, but when you hear that start, it just brings you alive. But you're right. Like, you need that like energy to find it again. That knowing what you just did. It's like when you when you hang out with your friend, you're more inclined to do it again when you've done it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's like now it's like who would I like? I don't even know who I'd hang out with, and and it's hard enough just to hang out. You gotta figure out schedules. You gotta, find a day that works for everybody. Like we plan these things like, um, months in advance, just to hang out. You know what I mean. Like, and I'm trying to do this thing at work, like a little sports thing at work where we all play stuff. Well, at least trying, but like I have to plan this for like August.
Just that sounds about right.
Like just to organize people, you know what I mean? Like it's just like that's kind of been the nice thing about the pandemic. It's been a little easier to see your friends. But I mean, like that's a life that it's tough to go back to, organize something where even like it's hard enough for two people to add like a third person is just like ugh.
I know, and I'm a twin. Nick,
Yeah.
Every time that like a friend is reaching out to me, they're also reaching out to my twin that I don't see really ever right now because our schedules don't match up either.
Yeah.
So it's essentially like a 3 people you're trying to arrange, and it's like, yeah, okay, I'll see you in 2 years, right?
Yeah, like for real.
We should have started planning this last year around this time.
Like honestly, it's like, so you want to hang out June 18th, 2021? Book it off now.
Yeah, actually though, and it's funny because like when Nick and I like we have plans, we plan things. Don't worry, guys, we plan things. We again, it's a month or so in advance, and then it gets pushed because of something else or something happens, something falls through. Yep. So it's just one of those things like it doesn't happen.
Yep, just doesn't.
But it's weird too because like speaking of like things falling out and friends coming out, like yes, the first time of hanging out with someone is the hardest because you're getting through that awkward bump of like, so what have you done for the past year? And it's like, well, nothing.
I know. Well, that's the thing. Like everybody's gonna have the same answer. Like I see people, maybe not weekly, but every other week, whether it's through work or through other activities that I'm doing. And it's like, oh, how's the week? I'm like, I go to work. I come home and they're like, well, have you done anything interesting? I'm like, I have my podcast. I tell you this every week. I play video games. They're like, oh, nothing new? I'm like, what am I supposed? You want me to tell you about that time I traveled to America last week? Because I didn't.
Yeah, like I'll make up a story.
like I can tell you about my European trip in 2016 if you really want to hear something, but I doubt you want to hear that.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of those things. It's like we're all doing the same thing. The people who are doing something exciting, like you probably shouldn't be bragging about it.
No, it was probably illegal. Yeah,
or like not advised type of thing. And like no shame, whatever. Gotta do what you gotta do to get through this pandemic. But like besides the big events that happen, like getting engaged or someone having a baby and stuff like that.
Which is a lot.
It's a really big event, but I'm used to these weekly stories, these weekly catch-ups of like, this boy did this happened here, and that's gonna start happening again. It has. My friends have started dating again because, I'm vaccinated right now, right? So they're like,
we can do this.
They're like, I went on a date, and I'm like, that is so exciting, right? Like, imagine like, because like they didn't feel comfortable beforehand, not going on a date for a year.
Yeah.
When you're single. Like, it's one of those things. It's like, I'm sure some people still continue to do it all throughout the past year and they did it on their own terms. Totally. But for the people who were a little bit more afraid and are thawing back up, like the first time's the hardest, right? Like getting back out there, the scary of, oh my God, like it's this thing that I'm doing bad. First of all, because like, yes, you're both vaccinated, but you're not fully vaccinated.
Yeah, true.
Right? Like there's still some unknowns. And like even on the restart plan, it's like sleepovers. Yeah. And I know that they mean like children's sleepovers because children's sleepovers haven't happened in the past year. And that's that's the last stage, right? Does that mean grown-up sleepovers too? Like,
why not?
But that's the first thing I thought of. I grouped them together. I was like children's sleepovers and adult sleepovers because they're the same thing essentially. You're in a confined space that you're sharing a bathroom, a bedroom, and like food and other things, right? Like there's no social distancing measures in a home.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's like, it's a really good point.
Yeah, and it's just one of those things. It's like it's exciting to see these things, but I just can't imagine like putting myself out there and being ready to go on a date right now. Like I did the complete opposite. I got cuffed up, you know.
Cuffing season has been locked.
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't have to worry about that again.
Yeah, it's pretty handy. It's a pretty handy thing.
Right? And it's just one of those things. It's like it's also like people will want to know now, right? Like there's no holding secrets. There's no hiding it. But do you want to share it? You know?
Well, that's the thing, right? And I mean, it's even like you come to the point of like, I don't really have anything else to share, so you share that. You didn't really mean to. Maybe in a normal world, you probably wouldn't have, but it's the world we live in. So you share maybe something that you wouldn't normally share.
Yeah, exactly. And it's one of those things too. It's like, yeah, maybe you don't share your personal life that much at work. Now your work life is your personal life, so it's all meshed together.
It's just a big pile of mush.
Mush.
Oh,
jeez. I don't know. It's just all very exciting because I just feel like there's a new world of possibilities. And, like, other exciting things have happened. Like, my family, like, they all got new jobs during the pandemic. Like, I got a new job. My sister got a new job. My sister's boyfriend got a new job. And then, like, things are looking promising for other people. And I don't want to jinx it. But it's great because there was that hopelessness and now it's hopeful.
Well, some of us are still in that hopelessness, but that's okay.
No, a little dark sadness.
Oh yeah, no, but you're right. You're right. It's that that light at the end of the tunnel. It's that sun shining over the land. It's rising. It's just nice to see. You know what I mean? It's just that it's that feeling. When you wake up, like it's like a summer's day. It's like 7 a.m. Sun's out at 7 a.m. and it's just gonna be a great day. Today's gonna be a great day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's just like that sense of awesomeness.
Yeah, I do like waking up early because I usually get up before around 7 for work, but it's one of those things too. It's like when Nick is speaking about the beautiful day, like I've seen the trend right now on TikTok or where else. It's like, let's make this a hot girl summer, and everyone's like waking up at like 7 a.m. to do a workout, which is great. But I did not get the memo, Nick.
I don't have the time. Not at 7 a.m., man.
Right? It's like, I gotta go to work.
Well, it's that. Even on my days off, I'm not waking up at 7 a.m. just to work out. Like, geez, it's a day off. I'm going to sleep in. God.
Yeah, I think that's also another part. Most of these people, I think, are in school or don't have full-time jobs. So there's nothing wrong with it. Or maybe they start work at a later time than we do on days. Some people start at 10. Like, imagine how much you could get done in the morning if you woke up at 7 and didn't work till 10. Craziness.
Done. Just be
craziness, but it's one of those things. I'm seeing all this and the world's thawing up that I'm like, I have to do this now. I have to start doing journaling and having manifesting and my apple cider vinegar and just getting the day going.
That's true.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it because I'm actually a very spiritual person. Like, I believe in the manifesting and journaling. Like, I actually do have a journal that I should do every single day. I do not.
Yep.
But it's just crazy. I feel like everyone's so ready now. They're ready.
Ready to rock, ready to roll. I'm just stoked.
I'm
stoked. So nice to kind of have that feeling.
Yeah, this whole episode's a PSA of how good getting the vaccine is and all these opportunities for you.
Like, look at how good we're feeling, man. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I know, I get the it's too quick, is this, it's that. We're not talking about those stupid people that are totally against it. But, like, I get the concerns, but you know what? I'd rather have this than COVID.
Yeah, exactly. And I know there's some other things going on right now, like 12-year-olds getting vaccines and then not having to inform parents and how they're advertising free ice cream if you get a vaccine. It's like,
nice.
Okay, yes, there's a lot of dirt, like mucky gray area stuff about that.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's like one of those things. A 12-year-old doesn't have ID. Like, how do you know that they're 12? Could be a 10-year-old who wanted free ice cream. And then also, like, parents.
True.
The parents do deserve to know some things.
It's
But besides all of that gray area nonsense, it's pretty great. Like, Nick and I are both alive right now. The vaccine didn't kill us.
Vaccines save lives.
Has the vaccine actually, like, killed anyone? I don't think so, right?
No, they've gotten
Like-
mildly sick.
Mildly sick and a few blood clots.
And the blood clots were likely to happen anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So it's one of those things. It all turns out in the end.
Yeah, it's all good. Vaccines save lives. Get your vaccine. This is not brought to you by the BC Health Organization.
Have you heard the commercials though? Some of them are really bad.
Of course they're bad. They're government PSAs.
It's just like straight faced. Hi, I'm Sarah. I got my vaccine so I can travel. I'm 14. It's like, okay.
Right.
Thumbs up at the end, right?
Yeah, no.
And it's just like, you know what? They definitely tried to push that out very quick. It's like, come on,
Yeah.
I get that you wanted real people, but get people who are enthusiastic, please.
Hello, discontinued gravy.
Yeah,
Could have
actually,
done a great job. This whole episode would have been a great job. We should send this episode to Bonnie Henry.
yeah, and then we can just edit out the parts that she wouldn't like.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's fine. She'll like us anyway.
I mean, if I got in contact with Bonnie Henry now, I think
Krysta.
I'd be pissed.
Krysta.
I'd be pissed. Not at her. I mean, not at her. I'd just be mad that she's speaking to me now and not 6 months ago when there was reasons. Can't speak about it.
Well, it's over now, Krysta. We can move on.
Okay.
One of our favorite segments of the week.
Oh, are you gonna do it?
No.
Okay. I was so like ready to be like, oh, okay, I guess it's fine.
I'm not taking this away from you.
Thanks, Nick. I appreciate you.
I got you. Maybe I should have done it.
This week we bring you questions of the week.
Maybe I really should have done it. Okay. Questions of the week, where you ask questions and we answer them.
Sorry.
Chris is dying.
I think I'm way too funny. I was also trying to do like some ASMR and like I was trying to do some like breathy sounds and I can't do that. Mm-mm.
Yeah. No. Just no.
No. Okay. Are you ready?
Ready.
Okay. So our first question is. It's anonymous. I mean, they're always anonymous. Even if they do have their name, I don't put it. Essentially, it is, Dear Nick and Krysta, now that the world is opening up, we're finally going on dates. What's some good COVID-friendly dates? Oh, okay.
COVID-friendly, you say? Okay. Well, I mean, going to a beach, summer. Hit the beach. It's COVID safe.
But people might not feel comfortable because it's like bikinis and that little gray area there, especially on a first date.
I'm just suggesting things, Krysta.
I'm just turning them down, Nick.
Well, okay. What do you want? You want to play laser tag, bowling?
Ooh, wow. I mean, laser tag would make sense because you can't be close to the person because they'd shoot you.
Yeah. So laser tag, bowling. Tailgating on the back of a truck. Truck required.
Yeah, I think the tailgating's cute. I think just going for a walk, getting a coffee, going for a walk along the seawall.
Yeah, doing something there. Grabbing a bike, going for a bike ride or.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I mean, there's a lot of things to do that are COVID safe. I mean, you just gotta go for golfing.
Yeah, I mean, golfing can be expensive depending.
Well, I mean more of a pitch and putt.
Yeah, like a pitch and putt would be fun, especially if you're not a golfer, because it's like there's no expectations.
You just hit the ball and see where it goes.
Yeah, exactly. And then I think I mentioned this before, but basically you could just like take both your cars and one park like forward and the other one park reversed, so your windows are right next to each other, and then like get dessert or food and just talk and eat.
Not a bad idea, actually. Not a bad
This
idea
is like
at all.
if you're really afraid of the person.
True. That's a little
Right? Like
more
you're like,
covert.
I don't want them seeing below my shoulder.
Yeah, it's true. No, it's true. It's true.
Right? Like how funny would that be though if you like someone suggested that as a date?
I'd be like, okay.
Also, like I think that one probably makes more sense a couple months ago when the stakes were a lot higher.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like as good now, but yeah, no, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, and like restaurants are back open, and I do believe you can go with people outside of your household now. They are supposed to be in your bubble, but
And movie theaters, I think, are open now too.
really, you have to wear your mask the whole time though.
You do, but it's an option.
Yeah, so like, you know what? There's like actual date activities now. That is so exciting.
Pretty great now.
Yes, so great. What about you, Nick? You got any questions? Did you choose one?
No. I don't have a question.
That is okay. I think we can probably move on to the next part anyways. How do you feel, Nick? Are you ready to move on?
I'm always ready to move on. I've been waiting for this since the second we started this.
Yeah, literally at the beginning of the episode, Nick has been keeping us on our toes? Heels?
Toes?
What's it saying?
No,
toes.
Keeping on toes, yep.
Oh, why is it toes and not heels?
Well, because you're on your heels. Why would you be on your you're on your toes? You're excited. You're up.
Okay. I was just seeing what that was like. Recommendations of the week.
We recommend things. You do watch, listen, see these things.
Within the week after we say these things.
Which is the recommended time frame.
Yes. We'd actually love to hear it if anyone's actually done any of
I
their
know. I want to
recommendations.
know. Like, I don't know, man. We give some good recommendations.
I know. I mean, some of them are kind of basic. Like, you would probably do it anyways. Like, listen to this album of a pop sensation that, like, everyone listens
but,
to.
you know, there's some people be like, oh, I wasn't sure. But now, I am sure.
Yeah, and there's some diamonds in the rough type of suggestions I think we have sometimes.
Diamonds in the rough.
Rough. See, I'm really bad at
She doesn't
metaphors.
know her sayings. I'm just learning them.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Well, Krysta, do you have a recommendation?
Oh, I get to go first? I was, like, kind of more expecting yours, Nick.
No, I'll give you the baton.
Okay, I don't know, did I recommend this before?
I don't know.
I can get called out if I did.
Okay.
Megabytes, gluten-free pizza. I had some tonight. It was delicious. You would not think Megabyte would have one of the top gluten-free pizza crusts.
Not at all.
But there you have it, buddy.
If you're gluten-free and need a pizza, apparently Megabyte Pizza. I don't even know. I think the closest one to me is like on Granville Street.
Oh, really? Yeah, there's not very many. Honestly, they're not like the freshest ingredients all the time. But if you just want like a classic,
Yeah, it'll work.
solid, and you get free like garlic dip, so good.
Oh. Fancy.
Okay, Nick, hit me with yours.
All right. So, you know me. You follow me on any social. There's been this thing that's been coming around, you know, we've been waiting for it for a while. Well, Rise Against. They finally released their new album, Nowhere Generation. And lordies, it's good, Krysta. I don't know how much you'll appreciate it. It's heavier than their last albums, I'd say. If you want my full reaction, go watch my reaction video on my channel. I was really pumped. Like that was the most out there reaction video I've done yet.
Really?
I was
I
very much
mean,
excited.
you got to do some fun things before it though that also got you pumped.
Like that day or the album.
That day, didn't you? Didn't you get to do like a release party?
Oh yeah, well I filmed that like a while ago actually. I was just in it.
Oh.
Yeah.
How long ago was that?
I don't know. I found it like a month and a half ago.
You like Snapchatted it to me like the other day.
Yeah.
Because you were editing it or something?
What? No. They recorded it and then they edited it. It was coming out for the party, but they had to record it like a month prior.
Oh, I'm so lost.
Yeah. No. So I wasn't. Yeah. No. I was just in it. Got to ask my question.
What was it?
I asked because they recorded their third album in Vancouver in Gibsons, BC. And I was like, what was it like being outside of America? Because, they usually do like the blasting room in Colorado. And I asked if they would come back. It wasn't like, it's probably not the most ideal question for that album release thing, but it's a question I've always wanted to know.
Yeah, and also like if Gibson's isn't like a major area whatsoever, so it's an interesting area that they would choose to go record at.
Well, apparently there's a really good producer there, but they shortened the answer obviously just because they're on a time crunch. But I did actually click on the hashtag that you were supposed to be running with the album party. Not a lot of tweets on it, but the one tweet I saw was based on my question. So
Really?
So your boy asked the best question. I'm going to say this right now, but now listen to the album. It's amazing. It's heavy. Like, it was just so freaking good. I've been listening to it all day long. Like, I want to recommend you songs, but like the whole thing, like the numbers, Sooner or Later, Sudden Urge, like Forfeit. You might like Forfeit, Krysta. I think you might like Forfeit.
Is it just kind of like a jam, where you're just like rocking out to it?
No, that'd be the one after Monarch probably, but Forfeit's like an acoustic style song.
Oh, okay. I'll give it a listen. I mean, I was already gonna listen to it anyways because
please listen
of
to the
all
whole
their
album.
reactions.
Just please listen to the whole album. It's just fantastic. It's so good. Rise Against, Nowhere Generation, the entire album, not just the song Nowhere Generation. Fuck, I can't wait to see these guys live, man. Get vaccinated so I can.
The whole moral of the story here.
Moral of the story is get vaccinated so I can go see Rise Against.
And that is it.
That's it.
That's all we have.
That's all we got for you. We'll be back at it again with more Discontinued Gravy.
Yeah, talk to you later.
Peace.